that were looking to sign up. They might not make it tonight. Hopefully, they'll join. If not tonight, they'll join, next week or whenever it may be. But, my philosophy is this. All it takes is one. You know what I mean? Each one, reach one. That's what it's about. So I'm happy you're here, and we're gonna make the most out of it. Let me share my screen real quick with you. There's a couple things just want to go over, and we'll get into it as far as introducing ourselves to each other and taking a look at just what the program's about, so on and so forth. Just some of the ground rules that we lay out for the group. This is a mutual self-help group, not a therapy session. I'm not a therapist. I'm a dad just like you. I'm learning, and I want to be able to learn from you guys, and hopefully you guys learn from me. So that's what this is about. This isn't therapy. Hopefully this group will provide emotional, psychological, and moral support for our members. Each of us is encouraged to participate to whatever extent we feel comfortable. The following ground rules facilitate the development of trust in the group and enable us to share our thoughts and feelings with each other. And I'll just go down these. Number one, because confidentiality is essential, we expect that each person will respect and maintain the confidentiality of the group. We talked about that. Number two, we are here to share our own feelings and experiences to the level as we feel most comfortable. We slowly push ourselves to share more. We try not to give advice. So we want to grow, man. Three, we give supportive attention to the person who is speaking, avoiding side conversations and interruption. Just want to give my undivided attention to whoever is speaking, so I can be present, so they can feel that I'm present, and that will encourage them to share. Four, we have the right to ask questions and the right to refuse to answer. Okay? Question asked, you don't want to answer it. You know what? Not today, fellas. And we respect that. We'll keep it moving. Five, we do not discuss group members who are not present. Six, we are mindful of the language we use in the group. Seven, take care of your personal self. If you feel like, man, this one is hitting hard, just let the group know. Say, hey, you know what? I need to take a break. I'm gonna put myself on mute. I'm gonna turn my camera off. I'll be back in a minute. But just take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. And the last one is we begin and end our meetings on time. I want to respect your time. You respect my time. We start, we end, and that's how we do things. The workshop goals. This is week one. And the way things are broken down is like this. For the first 3 weeks, we're going to be working on a couple of topics, the stuff that I sent you in the email. So we'll be working on that today, next week, and the following week. And then we'll have another series that we'll be working on for 3 weeks, and then we'll end it with a 2-week session of a different topic. Okay. Know that there is support for you on your fatherhood journey. I don't know about you, but when I first got into this, it just seemed like I was on my own. They have lots of services for moms and grandmas and aunties, but nothing for us guys. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so I made it my point in my business. Right. But we need to change that narrative. We want to change how we are viewed in the lives of our children, and that means that we want to be present, and that as a society we have to put more emphasis on acknowledging how important fathers are in kids' lives. So that's what this is about: us learning, but also educating society that hey, they need us, and here is why. Okay. Number two, know that the fathering style that you were raised under, or lack thereof one, has positive or negative effects on your current fathering style. Also know that you have the power to make the necessary changes. So just because you had it one way or the other doesn't mean your child has to have it one way or the other. You get to dictate right now and today to do something different. And there's a lot of power in that. The third one, this first 3 sessions, we're going to develop what we call a FVS, which is a fatherhood vision statement of the father you hope to be, and make a commitment to putting in the effort to be your very best. And that's what we're going to create at the end of this 3 weeks. We're going to talk about, our growing up. We're going to talk about, some of the things of how we are today and our fathering style. But really, like I said, man, we have the power to change the course, change the trajectory of what we're doing with our children right now. It doesn't have to stay the same way. We take the good for the good. And if there's some things we want to work on and enhance and get better, hey, we can do that. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Like I mentioned, the first 3 weeks is going to be dedicated to the roots of fathering. All right. And again, my name is James. I'm the facilitator. I'm a dad. And, this is all about nurturing fathers. And this statement right here, this definition is really the foundation, the work that we want to do and the work that we want to, the foundation that we want to lay down and build upon. Again, there's probably some great things you're doing right now, and we want to continue to do those things. So a nurturing father is a man who actively provides guidance, love, and support to enhance the development and growth of children for whom he cares. That's the foundation of where we are. And now, I'll let you go. I'll talk a little bit about myself, but I don't want to dominate the conversation. But just introduce yourself, man. I know your name, but just tell me a little bit about yourself, your journey, how many kids you got, so on and so forth. Just let me know what you feel comfortable with sharing me right now. Rocky Road? All right. We'll get into a little more detail about that, because as you see on the page right to your right, they'll talk about fathering history. So we'll get a little bit more detail and we'll go from there. Introduce myself, James, we've been in contact by email last several weeks before we was getting the group started. I work for an organization called Hip Housing, and I've been in social services for 20 years. Since I've been out here, I've been in social services, but I love helping people. I love working with people and just love learning, you know what I mean? And there's no greater place to learn than with working with individuals on a daily basis because we're all unique, we're all different, and we all bring something different to the table, and it keeps it interesting. So I absolutely enjoy what I do, who I am, how I got here, and I'm looking forward again to this time that we'll have together, that we can learn from each other and progress on our journeys of fatherhood. Okay. So now we'll take a little bit of a look at the worksheet, and all of these worksheets that I do give you that you have. You don't have to, fill out anything before a group. You can take a look at it, but a lot of it's going to be discussion, and after we discuss in our sessions, then you'll have the opportunity to, write down some concrete ideas that you may have and fill in those blanks. History, one of my favorite things to do, and it says history for a reason, because we want to take a look at, obviously some of the present things, but we want to take a look back at some of the things in our past as well. So we'll get there. But just how it works, and I always tell, the dads in the group, I'm a participant as well. So I'll share a lot. I'll give my examples and definitely help get the ball rolling. And then you can share, as you feel comfortable and you see fit. The first question is, names and age. Name and age of children. I have 2 daughters. My oldest is Tiffany. She's 8. My youngest is Lauren, and she's 6. My immediate family is my 2 little girls. I am married, going on 10 years. And it's my wife and I. We're raising our 2 little girls. You share a little bit. Tell me name, age, and a little bit about your family makeup. Now, are you guys in relationship, communicating, and all of that good stuff? And you're working on, is it just to continue to have that type of arrangement, or are you trying to have it change? And I know you already mentioned, you were 17. You said you were a youngster, when you had them, and it just, blew your mind. So, if you care to share, how'd you make it through, man? What was your first thought? Like, family is important, family is definitely important. So good. Thanks for sharing that.